Hello, all you ghosts and goblins out there. I'm Sean.
I'm Ashton.
And I'm Andrew.
We are the Night Scholars, exploring the mystifying world of cryptids, ghosts, ghouls, and all things supernatural. Tonight we'll be exploring children's favorite bone collector, the Tooth Fairy. Before Ashton starts in on me, I know they're technically not bones, but it was the best I could come up with. It's on short notice.
Yeah. Hey, Sean.
You had like weeks to prepare for this, Sean.
That is true. It's been a little bit since we recorded.
Yeah, but we didn't settle on anything till last week, so.
That is
Again,
true.
whose fault is that, Sean?
Yeah, it was your pick.
Which I wasn't made aware of until last week.
So you've been wanting to do this episode for a minute, Sean, and you keep being like, "This is the appropriate time of the year for it," and you're like, "Oh no, we should have saved it for Easter or Christmas." Like, what exactly do you think the Tooth Fairy is?
It's figured hard. I'd pick an area of the year that has a lot of candy, so the teeth will be falling out.
Oh,
Buddy,
yeah,
I live
that's
in West
fair.
Virginia. That's all year round, baby.
Oh boy.
Have teeth in West
Oh,
Virginia?
dude, I only had 2 trick-or-treaters this year, and I always overbuy on candy, so I'm waiting for my teeth to start falling out now too.
I get that. Hey,
I bet she
Sean.
doesn't take adult teeth.
Yeah.
How many teeth do you have?
How many teeth do I have?
Yeah, how many teeth do you have?
As far as I know, 32.
Oh.
How many do you have? If it's more than one, I'll be impressed.
Technically 31.
Oh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, wisdom teeth grew in. If not, I would only have 29. So.
An
Yeah,
odd
I have
number.
28 because my wisdom teeth were taken out.
But you're 32 regular.
Uh, so I decided to Google this because the amount of teeth in the human mouth is not something that I am typically aware of. So it says, if wisdom teeth have been removed, there will be 28 teeth.
I'm gonna have to count my teeth. I thought 32 was like
But
just the regular amount. I didn't realize they counted
But
wisdom
you
teeth
only
in
have
that.
10 fingers and toes. How are you gonna do, or 20 fingers and toes? How are you gonna do this?
You're right. I was a communications major. Math is not my strong suit.
So you're saying that you and the Rougarou would be good friends?
Exactly.
Rougarou has too many teeth. Every time you count two, three more appear.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Could be. If it, the only way to find out is to not get eaten by the Rougarou.
That's true. Or count really fast while it's eating you.
That.
When I'm
No,
being eaten, I prefer to count.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, Sean, tell me about the bags of teeth.
Are you talking about the ones in my closet or the ones that this thing carries around with it?
Hey guys, it's editing Andrew here. Same guy's host Andrew, but slightly older. So I realized during editing that we had some technical issues going on where we lost one of the hosts during the opening bit here. And I can't find a good place to join us back at seamlessly, so instead, you get an ad. Did you know that if you go to the Night Scholars Podcast.myshopify.com, you can buy our merch? There, we have t-shirts and stickers depicting a cute little scene of the Jersey Devil sharing donuts with the Squonk to cheer him up. Again, that is the Night Scholars Podcast.myshopify.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the episode.
So, about the only consistent description I could find of this thing was that it was fairy-like and had wings. I had various descriptions of size, height, and all of it. Nothing consistent across the board. Were you able to find either of you able to find anything consistent?
Dragonfly wings and the wand.
Did see the wand a few times, so I guess that's a consistency.
Fairy sized.
Which is interesting because the one thing I was able to find is that this is an American fairy. It has no connection to Europe whatsoever.
That is true. Yeah, it's not from the Fae, from Ireland, which is where a lot of fairy stories come from.
Yeah, I do have the 1908 article written by Lillian Brown, which is the first mention of it in print. You guys want me to read that?
Good.
I'd seen
Yeah.
1902, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so many a refractory child will allow a loose tooth to be removed if he knows about the tooth fairy. If he takes his little tooth and puts it under the pillow when he goes to bed, the tooth fairy will come in the night and take it away, and in its place will leave some little gift. It is a nice plan for mothers to visit the 5-cent counter and lay in a supplies of articles to be used on such occasions. And that's it. It's not really a description of it, but it's the first one in print that even like mentions the tooth very specifically.
Yeah, it's very vague.
Although what I think is interesting is it says 5 cents there. So there's actually a insurance company called Delta Dental that keeps up with the average that parents leave for children and claim that it's from the tooth fairy. And the average is $6.23.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, hold on. $6.32.
For a single tooth?
$6.23.
I was lucky to get a quarter, man. Inflation.
I might have gotten a
Yeah, I think I got
dollar
a
at one
5 when I
point.
was like yeah, I think I got a $5 bill once when I was, like, running out of baby teeth. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, the tooth fairy is spoiling me now. This is so great."
I mean, at that point, you got to start with the pliers and pulling out the adult teeth.
You're telling me you can get
Right.
almost minimum wage for a baby tooth these days?
No, as soon as all those baby teeth were gone, my parents sent me immediately to the orthodontist.
uh,
That's all
and
right.
you had braces?
Yeah.
I never did.
Then my wisdom teeth came around and, decided that all of the work for my orthodontistry didn't need to matter anymore.
So the cool thing with mine is, two of my top molars got removed, right? Pulled when I was younger. But my top wisdom teeth grew in and pushed it forward so that I now have teeth where those two are gone. If I wouldn't have had them pulled, I would have had to have gotten my wisdom teeth cut out. And I have no bottom wisdom teeth at all. They just don't exist.
Interesting.
I'm only half as wise as I could be.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I did find an interesting article that went into different rituals about teeth throughout cultures throughout the world. And
Mhm.
what made the tooth fairy stand out from this is most cultures only involve a single tooth or the first tooth. Is the tooth fairy does all of the baby teeth, and so it repeats the ritual multiple times.
Yeah.
So, um, it's just one of those interesting little things. But could just be what it does with the teeth is definitely up for debate. I wasn't able to find any sinister or conspiracy theories about the tooth fairy or why it likes collecting
No.
them.
Yeah, I saw that it was a very benevolent being. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since there are absolutely no reported sightings of it.
Saw it in theaters starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Didn't they make a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy?
I have no idea. Probably.
Either
Did you
way,
guys see anything about the appearance of this thing being potentially an older blonde woman dressed in blue who leans in the windows and tries to catch the prize underneath the window?
not even a little bit.
No.
Just like I'm so confused. Also, I like how we have like a description of a thing that has not been seen.
That's why the description varies so much because nobody knows what the hell it looks like.
That's fair.
That is fair. I did
How do
see
you
that most
describe something
people
that
at least assume that it's female.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got something in common with Cthulhu. If you see it, it'll drive you mad because it's not supposed to be seen.
Yeah, I saw one theory about like why it hasn't been seen, and it's because it's able to like make itself like extremely, extremely small in order to like fit under the pillow like really easily. So
Yeah.
I'm picturing that she can like fit down into like the size of an ant.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Have you ever guys ever like thought about that though? Like I never once woke up when my parents came into my room.
I don't know.
Did you guys?
Uh, when I
Not
was
that I
real,
remember.
yeah. So when I was real little, mom, like when I was a baby, mom would make sure to vacuum while we were napping, and it kind of made us be able to sleep through just about anything. So yeah, I normally wouldn't wake up if they entered my room. That changed a little bit as I got older, but
What about you, Sean?
I don't remember them ever coming into my room. but I also don't ever remember getting more than a quarter or two. I
Um,
may have gotten a
which is
quarter once.
like it's wild to me because I am such a light sleeper now. It's just like I don't know how I slept through this. So, maybe I'm pro it really was a tooth fairy that can shrink down to an abnormal size because I'm convinced that I would have woken up.
Yeah. It wasn't really until I was a teenager that I started waking up when people enter my room. I don't know. Maybe an anxiety made me sleep not as well, you know?
Maybe.
Fair.
Yeah. So, Sean, you mentioned the other countries who have it. Do you have like more specific details about it? Because I have a bunch of those.
Any specific countries that had the tooth fairy per se. The article I found mentioned that it was gaining popularity in other countries, but most of it was talking about out some African countries and what they would used to do. Apparently, it could be a death sentence if you were a king and lost a tooth. Oh wait, here we go. Apparently, Tunisia and Spain are apparently gaining recognition for the tooth fairy, according to the same article.
Interesting. Yeah, the other country that I saw that does do the tooth fairy is Italy. It's they also do the tooth mouse. So the Fantina di Denti uh is their name for the tooth fairy, and it lives in a corner of the earth where nature is pure, lush, and full of enchanting scents. And she has her mouse friend and faithful helper named the Topolino dei Denti, which stands for Little Mouse, who lives in a royal palace and directly takes care of the baby teeth of children all over the world. But that's the only other country that I've really seen that cares about the tooth fairy. It seems like most people care about the tooth mouse.
Yeah. So, in the Middle Ages, in some of the European countries,
Hmm.
they believed a witch could curse someone by using their teeth. Like as part, curse them using a part of the body, which would be their teeth. So they had to dispose of them in the correct way, which were either swallowed, buried, or burned. But sometimes they were left for rodents to eat
Yeah.
because rodents were valued for their strong teeth, and it was, generally believed that a tooth fed to a rodent would lead to the development of healthy and strong adult teeth.
Yeah, I saw that it was considered good luck. And like, let me see if I can find it. Because yeah, so in India, China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, they have a tradition where if you lose a tooth from your upper mouth or from your lower mouth, you're supposed to throw it on the roof or from your lower jaw immediately on the floor.
Hmm.
And if you do this, then it will be replaced your tooth will be replaced with that of a mouse because mice teeth grow for their entire lives, and so that the teeth will grow in straight, and it's just like, I don't think I want teeth that grow forever.
No, no.
Sounds
I
horrifying.
mean, strong, healthy teeth are very important, though. Your
I mean,
mouth,
that's true.
your mouth health connects to a lot of part of your body. Like healthy gums normally
Yeah.
lead to a healthier heart. It's like isn't it like gingivitis could cause heart disease or something like that?
Correct.
Yeah, which is wild. It's like, so if you're having issues with your teeth, go check out your heart also.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an entire episode of House about that.
Also, this is not an ad in any way, shape, or form, but I'm thinking about getting a water flosser
Yeah, I want a water flosser too.
because
This sounds like fun.
the way my mouth is shaped, my teeth are very like extremely close together, and it's actually very hard for me to floss the proper way without like destroying the floss. um, so I think that would make me have a much less frustrating time flossing.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You should do that.
You think that'll put her out of a job?
Or or you could do what the ancient Egyptians did, which was just or you should have, I guess, which was go out when you lost your baby teeth and be like, shining sun, take this buffalo's tooth and bring me a bride's tooth."
Well
And
then,
bride's tooth is one that can handle candy and sweets.
I do like sweets. That is why I cannot buy sweet treats for the house because I have very little impulse control.
yeah, that's fair.
I think my favorite of like the other countries though is in Cantabria. They have a toothed squirrel instead of a toothed mouse, and I love squirrels. I think that I'm just going to tell my kids about the Lesquillu de los dientes instead of
That
the
is
tooth fairy.
that is great.
Wait, there's so many weird ones. Like you can throw in Molly, you can throw your baby teeth into the chicken coop and receive a chicken the next day.
Pretty good deal. Tooth for a chicken? That's a
Right?
bargain, really.
a really good deal.
I lose a baby tooth, but I have hen eggs for at least the next few years. That's a pretty good deal.
Right? Like imagine if they would have had that in the Hunger Games. Like nobody would have gone hungry.
Exactly.
Right? Now, here's a question. In my research for the tooth fairy and other similar things, I came across something else that you would put under your bed, and I was wondering if either of you had heard of this because I hadn't. The stitch fairy, like when your stitches get taken out, you put them under the pillow and get money for that.
I haven't heard of that
No.
one.
Like what?
You know, Sean,
Yeah, that one's wild to me because you're not supposed to take out your stitches early, so, like, that almost encourages you to be bad.
Exactly.
so speaking of putting things under your pillow, Sean, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever put a little bit of dirt under your pillow for the dirt man?
No, but I need to start doing that.
You better before he comes to town.
I do like the Dirt Man.
They have a fun song, like, Santa Claus is coming to town, but it's the Dirt Man is coming to town.
They do. It's very fun.
Put a little
Nice.
dirt on your
Put a
pillow for
little
the Dirt
dirt.
Man.
Yeah, put a little dirt under your pillow for the dirt man. For he comes around. Yeah.
Put a little dirt under your bed for the Dirt Man.
Oh gosh. See, I thought that we were gonna reference the wonderful, song "My Shiny Teeth and Me" by the fabulous Chip Skylark in this episode. I wasn't thinking that we were gonna mention the Dirt Man song.
So speaking of Chip Skylark and Shiny
Oh
Teeth and
Lord.
Me and the Fairly Odd Parents, do you guys remember? Which Ashton might, you're about my age. The episode of the Fairly Odd Parents where Jorgen von Strangle, like the top fairy guy,
Yes.
he was trying to steal one of Timmy's, very large buck teeth, one of those tooths, and he was going to turn it into a ring to propose to the Tooth Fairy.
Right.
I do remember this episode. Like, I'm remembering it while you're telling it, though. I don't
Mhm.
remember it independently.
I just think about that sometimes, and then
Right. I
I
mean,
think it
those
had
teeth
a
were
happy ending.
huge.
Yeah, I think he
I
learned
mean,
the
if there is a
lesson.
world that exists where there are fairies and you want to propose to the tooth fairy, then the giant buck teeth of a human boy is the best way to do it.
Oh yeah, and then they grew back, and they were even bigger.
Yeah, that was one scene that, like, obviously they couldn't have done in, like, I can't remember which Harry Potter book it was, but there's, like, a scene where Hermione's teeth just, like, grow and grow and grow,
Pretty
and
sure
her
that's the
parents are
third one.
so disappointed with her because they're dentists, and they're like, "Oh, you just use magic to make your teeth not buck teeth anymore," and she's just like, "Haters gonna hate, bitch."
I'm pretty sure
That's
that was
book.
the third one, and I was just thinking of that
Yeah, I
same
think
thing.
so too.
What is the
Also known
third
as the
one?
weirdest book,
Prisoner
Prisoner
of
of Azkaban,
Azkaban. Yeah,
with the weird time travel shenanigans.
I'm trying to remember it. I remember Pettigrew and Cyrus Black, whatever.
Not serious.
Is it serious?
It's
Yeah,
very serious.
so serious. Almost as serious as in this is where I thought you were gonna go with the Middle Ages until I realized that my paragraph was actually above that, but Uh, so they're thinking that like all of this like tooth nonsense kind of went back to the Viking era and Scandinavia,
Mm-hmm.
where there's a tradition of a tooth fee, also known as a tooth fee, that was written in the Eddas, and if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I'm probably not, um, when a child lost their first tooth, they would receive the tooth fee, and the Vikings would bring those teeth and like wear them as like a necklace around them for good luck. There's also like other like articles from children, but like the teeth is kind of like I don't know. I don't think I would want to be like fighting an enemy that wears teeth around their neck.
That's true.
Not small children. I would be like, oh my god, what is wrong with your country?
Where
If you
did you get?
destroy children and
Where
wear
did you
their
get the
teeth around their
teeth?
neck.
Where did you get these teeth, sir?
How many children had to die for you to make that necklace, sir?
Have you ever seen a picture of a baby's skull, Ashton? Because there's just an
Yeah.
unnecessary amount of teeth.
God, I love teeth. I know that that image freaks out so many people, but it fascinates me. Like, I don't know why, but like teeth have just always been so cool to me. Like, I kept a lot of my pulled teeth for a very long time. I think my parents ended up tossing it because they packed up most of the stuff that I left behind when I went to college. But I would just like take them out of like the box and just like play with them like a little
Oh,
freak.
okay. Uh,
Right, so that's
but
definitely an agent of the flesh if I've ever heard one.
that's like when you're writing a story, though. If you're making a monster, honestly, the more teeth, the scarier it is.
Yeah, or I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to Circus Teeth by our friend Kayla. She has a very horrendous scene with teeth, and it is like the best thing that I have seen
Yeah, check it out,
or read
guys.
in a minute.
That is Stories by Kayla on YouTube. Friend of the show.
You should check her out. She's pretty
Yep.
good.
We'll have her on eventually, maybe. Probably. At some point.
They
Eventually.
might replace me with her. Doubtful.
I'd say we could replace
Oh,
me, but who's going to edit the episode?
Uh, Kayla, it's not your job to edit these episodes.
Congratulations, you have to learn how to use Audacity.
this is how Kayla finds out she gets hired to be the fourth Night Scholar.
Exactly.
Right, like, hi Kayla, welcome to the Night Scholars. Comment below when you hear this.
We can't pay you, but we'll pay you in we'll pay you in Trident layers, I guess.
We will pay you
We'll pay you
in.
in our Shopify store fees, and by that I mean you are also now responsible for paying Shopify for our t-shirts that picked the squonk sharing a donut with the Jersey Devil. It's very, very cute. Also available in a tank top and possibly mugs in the future, and definitely stickers.
Thank you again, our ghosts and goblins, for listening to the Night Scholars. You all be good to each other. Don't answer the scratching at your window.
Or do.
But most importantly, stay safe out there.
Good night.